Welcome to Casual BCH, a podcast about Bitcoin Cash and SmartBCH, where sometimes we go off the rails and talk about everything crypto. I go by the handle Sayoshi Nakamario and created the website helpme.cash.
And I'm the wife, so I'm being forced to be here.
Today we're going to have a super casual conversation about cryptocurrency, primarily Bitcoin Cash and SmartBCH. We'll try to keep it beginner friendly.
But it's not.
But it's not. And everything after this is not scripted. Super high level overview would be it's money on the internet, but it's better than what's in your bank and it's better than PayPal. Cryptocurrencies can be a lot of different things. So if you talk to somebody else, they might give you a totally different answer and they could start going on about, it's about these games and
NFTs.
Yeah, NFT things, and you can, record your house on it and stuff. There's a lot of use cases for crypto, but the original use case, and Bitcoin Cash specifically, is about being money.
Peer-to-peer.
Digital cash. So the end goal of Bitcoin Cash is if you have dollars or yen or euros, in theory, potentially, they will all disappear. And you will have
Crypto A, B, or C.
A, B, or C. Hopefully it's Bitcoin Cash. But if a better one comes along, then obviously it'll be better to jump to that one. So
A cryptocurrency for the world to remove all these different currencies, so you could always use that one currency. It doesn't matter if you're in the States or if you go to Europe or if you go to Asia, you would always have the same value. You're not changing it out.
Exactly. So that would be one use case, is if you go on a vacation or a different country, you have to do exchange fees to go from one currency to another, and you're losing those fees there. The middlemen take their little chunk of flesh every time.
Your bank account because you use an ATM in a different country all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You didn't warn your bank account you were going.
Exactly. All those first world problems of, trips to Mexico or whatever.
Yes.
Where you warn your bank that you're going to be going there and they still lock you out anyways, type thing. So that's the other side of it, is you actually have control of your money in crypto.
Never leave your money on an exchange.
Yes. Very, very important lesson that everybody learns at some point, usually. But if you have crypto and you have your private keys, as they call them, or seed words, you can just think of them as a password.
It's yours.
If you have your password, the money's yours. Nobody can mug you for your password unless you give it to them willingly. No government can steal your crypto without that password.
Yeah.
You could, in theory, have $1 billion memorized in your head, and that's the only place it exists. Because you know the 12 words that unlock
24.
that. Yeah. You know the password, and it might not be written down. It might not be anywhere but in your brain. But it's worth that much money, and you could potentially use it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a little hard to stop that going across a border. So
For sure. So to go basic, we'll start easy. Money, and we'll start with the original, Bitcoin itself.
Okay.
So what is BTC and what is BCH?
Okay. Why is there even that difference? So those are the tickers, the ticker symbols, the 3-letter acronym that represents Bitcoin, which is BTC, and Bitcoin Cash, which is BCH. They both come from the original Bitcoin. Air quotes that nobody sees. So they both come from the same place.
Bitcoin's purpose was peer-to-peer electronic cash.
Yes, that's the title of the white paper. It's like the first sentence you read.
So
and the white paper being the initial description of the technology.
Yes. So in 2017, the fork happened, and it became the 2 coins to represent Bitcoin itself.
Yes.
So BTC, taking the original ticker,
correct.
Chose its pathway, which was
To this is getting into the tech. It's hard not to get into the technical details.
It's you could go super overview of simple difference of block size, fees.
Yeah, that's the okay. This is the problem with getting into crypto, is that there's a lot of information, and there's a lot of it that's technical. And
you don't necessarily need to know the technicals unless you really want to understand.
Exactly. But it's a case of, because there's money involved,
you should understand.
You should understand. You're investing your money into these things. So it would be better to know what you're getting into.
And why it is better than your government-controlled money.
Exactly. So if you don't take, your paycheck and run to the stock exchange and make an account and throw money at a bunch of random things and don't even look into them. I mean, you might, and
if that's your
choice,
go for it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's essentially what you're doing with crypto if you don't actually understand what you're getting into. So,
and you'll see everywhere, DYOR.
Do your own research.
So.
with crypto, you are responsible. So you're responsible for your keys. You're responsible for your money being yours.
You can't go whine to your bank because you sent money to the wrong person and you want them to reverse it, because in crypto, you made that choice to send it. And if you didn't check where you were sending it, it's kind of on you.
Exactly. And we're in a very Wild West situation, like regulatorily.
Fancy word.
Yes. Regulation-wise. In terms of like exchanges, so where you can deposit crypto to get, your US dollars out or whatever, or trade them between different cryptocurrencies. Common ones would be something like Coinbase or Binance.com.
Yes.
There's hundreds of them. But if you put your coins in there and the company goes under, or the owner visits an Indian orphanage and suddenly disappears, which has happened, and they take all those coins, including yours, there's nothing that can be done.
Because you, at that point, do not own your coins.
Exactly. They owned your coins because you gave it to them. It's no different than you putting your money in a bank and then the bank just turning around one day and disappearing, and your money's gone.
And there's government agencies and insurance policies and all this stuff that, you can fight and try and get your money back and cover for that in the real fiat currency world.
Exactly. But a reason why a lot of that works is that the governments have regulations
to print.
Exactly. They print money. They can bring it out of thin air. If a bank goes under and followed all the regulations that they're supposed to, and the insurance covers it, if the government has to, they will just print the money to cover it.
Yeah.
The thing with crypto is that you can't do that. It takes control away. Well, okay. Some cryptos you can.
You can print. Some tokens don't have caps.
Exactly, but that's
that's its own world, which is too.
Yes.
That's later.
Before I even get it out of my mouth, I know there's exceptions to things. So, generally, cryptos you cannot print. So something like Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, when they were created, they had in the rules of the coin, they cannot be printed.
And you'll say,
outside of this very specific thing that will slow down and stop happening.
But then their argument of that's going to be, why can't they just change the rules? And that answer would be code. It's in the code. It's the DNA of the money itself cannot be changed.
Exactly. So, again, it delves into technical side sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get away from that. But
so to sum all that up, it is complicated.
It is complicated, yes.
You'll never stop learning. You'll always keep going. So we'll go to a high level of what is BTC?
Okay.
What is its core values?
When BTC was first created, we'll do a quick overview of that. It was supposed to be peer-to-peer currency, peer-to-peer digital cash. So it was supposed to replace cash.
Yes.
That's generally what the accepted description was. It morphed away from that in 2017 when there was a disagreement about whether that should happen or not in the community. The decentralized community of just random people around the world and companies that were involved in this and stuff. A large chunk of the community did want peer-to-peer cash because that was the purpose, and that was kind of how the whole ecosystem was designed to operate. Those people are now on Bitcoin Cash. That is BCH. The other side is BTC. They believe Bitcoin is supposed to be a store of value.
Gold.
Like a gold, but not a cash. It kind of delves down to
your bank account and your savings account. That's high level.
That's a high level, I guess.
Wasn't that our intro?
Yeah, kind of, a little bit. Things, it's like the chicken and egg a little bit. So BTC wants it to be a store of value, but it's not useful as a currency at all in that case.
No.
So the whole use case of that is I'm going to buy BTC because it's going to be worth more in the future because other people are going to buy BTC, which is just like a greater fool theory thing.
Yes.
Like you're buying it so that you can sell it for more, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like
which works for some things, but at the same time, why would you want to buy something that you'll never be able to use?
Exactly. That's kind of thing is it doesn't really have a use case.
Yeah.
Like you can argue that it does because you can still send it around the world and stuff like that. It's just the fees to do it are insane for an average person.
And
because you're talking, so the highest it's got is on average $70 US to send Bitcoin.
And you could be wanting to send
$2.
You could be wanting to send $1 or $100,000.
Exactly.
It's going to be the same thing.
That's kind of the argument from the BTC side is the small values don't matter. You know, if it costs $70 or $5 to send $1 million, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that most of the people in the world can't afford $5 to buy a coffee or to buy a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a large amount of money. And some people don't even live on $5 a day. Like they live on less than that. So.
And the whole point, the original purpose was peer-to-peer electronic cash. It's for one currency across the world. Anybody and everyone should be able to use it.
Mm-hmm. So BCH is the Star Trek future. They want the one currency. They want the whole planet to be using it. BTC is number go up. Hopefully I get rich using it or holding it rather.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still going to have the US dollar. We're still going to have the euro. We're still going to have
that's what credit cards are for, and that's what your bank account's for.
Yes. Use your credit cards. Use your debit card. Yeah. BCH is just trying to kill those things instead. So
exactly.
Okay, so that's a quick overview of BCH and BTC. Super high level. There's a lot of technical behind it, but
in the end, this podcast is about BCH.
Yes, we are on the BCH side. We want to see money for the world. So
or Mars
or
Saturn.
Mars. I mean, I thought about it. There's latency between Mars and Earth. You know, you might have to have two separate coins, or some sort of roll up or something. Anyways.
So BCH.
Yes.
The new thing with BCH is Smart BCH.
Yes.
How would you compare that to Ethereum?
Okay, so step number 1 would be, what is Ethereum?
Ethereum is number 2.
Number 2 what?
Cryptocurrency.
Currently it is, yes.
Currently it is, but Bitcoin was created and its purpose. You know, it's all the same for many things that copy it. And then Ethereum had decided to take Bitcoin and change it slightly to give it a new purpose.
I think it's a little more involved than that.
Obviously, but we're going high level.
True. Okay. So yeah, Bitcoin. So you could argue Bitcoin is store of value. Bitcoin Cash is peer-to-peer currency. That's also a store of value. Uh, and Ethereum is smart contracts and a world computer. So it's almost like a database that everybody can share around the world, which might be a little too in-depth, but...
To dumb that down a little bit, Ethereum is your car program system, your Facebook, your kid's game that he's playing, everything that you're currently doing where you store your photos and you download your music from and things like that. Ethereum, you can build those things on Ethereum's blockchain.
To a degree, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ethereum's more about building things on it that do things. And part of doing that is you have to, because nothing comes for free, you need to pay the network, the Ethereum network, money to do the things you're trying to do.
Which is referred to as gas fees.
Which is referred to as gas, yeah. So if you're trying to...
make your car move, you're going to fill it up with gas and it's going to cost you $1 value.
Hey, there you go. So the problem with Ethereum is, so Ethereum works great. The purpose of it is extremely useful. There are a ton of applications and services that use it. It is changing the world in its own way in a lot of different things.
It's the different it's not the money version of cryptocurrency.
No, it's the
use case.
Use case. It's the utility box, the toolbox of new services and games and lots of different things. So it's a victim of its own success because it was built a certain way, which at the time was the best we knew of type thing, because this is a very new space and everything's new and we're learning it as we go. But it has reached its limit. It cannot operate more than it can. The gas tank is the gas tank cannot be full enough.
Yeah.
So if you want to do something, it is even today, it's averaging like $75 to do a transaction.
At like
90. It goes up and down constantly. Yeah. It's very popular and it's causing the fees to be stupid. Strictly. The fact that it's so popular has itself caused so many other networks to come up to try and fix the problem. So it's like the demand for Ethereum and Ethereum-like networks is so big that it's caused like a dozen new networks to come up.
At least.
That are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even improve Ethereum. They're just a copy.
Yeah.
So now there's more space in Ethereum on this other network, but it's like now you have two cars, each with their own gas tank.
Yeah, or in a sense, you had a memory card for all your pictures, so you just go out and buy another memory card. It's the same size. And so it's just going to get filled up the same way.
Exactly. It's going to get popular in the exact same thing, which has happened on some of these networks. They are also getting expensive. So Smart BCH is an Ethereum-like network, same thing, but it has been optimized a bit at the lowest code levels, and it's been in the works for years, apparently. So the capacity of it is, I've seen 60 times Ethereum mentioned a couple times.
And its fees are at least 60 times lower.
Yeah, well, it's because it's got 60 times more capacity.
Yeah.
Its gas fees aren't going to increase until that capacity is hit. So it's going to take a while and become super popular before
it can scale for a long
time. Before it has any gas problems.
So Bitcoin Cash is still a peer-to-peer cash.
Yes.
But it is also a smart contract
ecosystem.
Yeah, that's the word. I was like, there's gotta be a few of them.
Yeah. So to delve slightly into the technical on this, Bitcoin Cash is its own network, its own blockchain. Ethereum is its own blockchain, its own network. Smart BCH is also its own network. So it's separate from BCH. If Smart BCH shut off for some reason and stopped working, BCH, Bitcoin Cash, would be fine. It would keep going. Same the other way.
Yes.
But Smart BCH uses BCH
For gas.
For its token.
Yes.
So on Ethereum, the Ethereum network uses the Ethereum token.
Mm-hmm.
They're two different things technically. That there's the network and then there's the token,
Mm-hmm.
and Ethereum token is used for the gas. Smart BCH kind of doesn't have a token. It's kind of just a network.
Okay.
And you take BCH from its network and bring it to Smart BCH. So they call it a side chain.
Yes.
It gets a little more technical than that if you want to
It's a
delve
holding
into it.
place for your Bitcoin Cash, where you can bring it in and then you can bring it back out.
Exactly. So Bitcoin Cash has 21 million coins maximum ever. Those coins are shared between Bitcoin Cash and Smart BCH.
So if you take one from mainnet Bitcoin Cash and bring it into Smart BCH, you don't have one on each. It's only one on one of the chains where you put it at that time.
Exactly.
So-
And besides that, so Smart BCH is an Ethereum-like chain. So you got smart contracts, you got all the stuff that Ethereum has on Smart BCH.
So what's the main purpose for using Smart BCH over the Ethereum?
Primarily the scalability.
Okay.
You could get into some other stuff. So Ethereum is technically inflationary. At time of recording is after Ethereum did an update that could make it deflationary slightly, kind of. Depends on things. But technically there's no cap on Ethereum tokens. It can in theory just keep going up forever.
So Ethereum, every block, it creates more.
It creates more every block. With the latest update, it could actually destroy more coins than it creates.
Okay.
It depends on how active it's being used. So it has happened a couple times, but I think in general, last I checked, it was still creating more overall.
Okay. Whereas Bitcoin Cash is unlocking tokens that you can't create more. So you're just finding them that are hidden for the whole mining, which is a weird way to say.
How do you mean?
Bitcoin Cash has a fixed supply, so there's never going to be created more. So every time there's new Bitcoin Cash found, it's never going to pass that 21 million. But with the Smart BCH chain, it is also burning.
Yes. So it'll never be over 21 million. And I guess we never touched on that. So Smart BCH, so half of the gas fees on Smart BCH are burned.
Yes.
So
it's deflationary.
Yes, it causes Bitcoin Cash to become deflationary because the tokens will be burned over time. At time of recording, I don't think that's technically happening yet, but it's like in the works, and it's going to be happening in the next few months type thing. So it's the plan. So that's, I don't know, that's kind of...
That's a good overview.
That's
a long overview.
A very long conversation. It could be very technical. Bitcoin Cash is money.
And Bitcoin Cash is also more than
everything
money.
else.
So, what is Smart BCH?
We kind of went over that. So what's on it?
So what's on it? What's in its ecosystem?
So right now it is very early.
Yes.
There's not much on it. There are 5 active dexes, which are, I think 5? Is it 5?
Yes.
Decentralized
Currently.
exchanges?
At the time of recording, it's 5.
Yes. So a dex is a decentralized exchange.
Yeah.
So if you think about a bank that lets you trade money. So you can go to a bank, get US dollars, and trade them to euros. That's a centralized exchange.
So it's a trading center.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Decentralized exchange is for cryptos, and you can put a crypto in and get a crypto out. So you can put Bitcoin Cash in and trade it for something else.
With anything.
Anything
so I
that's
can
on
take
it.
Bitcoin or Ethereum or Doge.
If they're on the exchange.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever the decentralized exchange has, you're able to put coins in and get coins out. That also does other things like farming, so liquidity farming. So the way, again, getting a little technical, but You can pair two tokens together. So Bitcoin Cash and another one. Put them together, put them into the decentralized exchange, and you will start earning some rewards, including fees from people that are paying you a very small amount to be able to swap between those two coins that you put in. So that is an entire topic all to itself that we're not going to go into.
But for that, you're saying if somebody had Bitcoin Cash and another token on SmartBCH, like CATS,
yes,
for example, and they took those two tokens and they put them together, you could then go in and trade your Bitcoin Cash to get CATS, and you're kind of trading with them.
Yes.
And then, but as the person who's providing that trading post service, you're getting rewarded in the DEX by the farming, the liquidity pools. You get the APR percentage.
Yes,
increase.
and it quickly becomes complicated to new people. So basically, you can swap tokens. That's what it is. And it gets much more complicated. But also like things like loans.
Yes.
Which we don't have yet, but they are coming, where you can go take a loan out.
Would I get that loan in crypto or would I get that loan in?
You would get it in crypto.
Okay.
So you could go there and say, I have 5 BCH. And there's different ways to do it, but I have 5 BCH and this is my collateral. Give me a loan for something else of some amounts. And then you can take that and go. And if the value fluctuates too much, you might get liquidated. So the loan ends.
That's a whole other
that's
world.
Also a whole other world. So there's that. There is NFTs, which I think we vaguely mentioned earlier.
We said the word.
We said the word, which happens a lot. Non-fungible tokens.
It's starting to become widespread. It's starting to get more out there, yada, 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 but it's a very complicated potential.
Yes, it can be a lot of things. A lot of them are just pictures.
Yes, art.
Yeah, so essentially you can own something digitally.
So could my car be an NFT?
In theory, in the future, when it's set up, your car could be registered as an NFT. So that's actually, I think I mentioned houses at the beginning of this.
Maybe.
I think I did. So instead of like, okay, here's an example. I think in Brazil, they have major issues, excuse me, with land registry. So maintaining titles of property, who owns it, all that. Apparently it's corruption, it's a major issue. Anyways, you could in theory do all of that on a blockchain with NFTs.
Okay.
And you could trade those NFTs back and forth. So you don't have a paper deed anymore. You have this little token that only one exists for it, and you happen to own it. Therefore, you own that land, and nobody can steal it from you because it's crypto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not going to delve into the technicals of what a blockchain is and how it's long-term storage and always there, and you can never delete it because we'll be here for hours. But
yeah.
But yeah, so there's NFTs on SmartBCH.
Yes.
There is meme tokens.
Yep.
Obviously, 'cause they're
Cats.
everywhere. Cats. Law punks is an interesting mixture of NFT and what's called farming, where you can use your NFT to farm instead of just your Bitcoin
Liquidity
Cash.
token things. Yeah.
It's slowly growing. There's more. There's the fundraising BCH pad.
Right. Yeah. Services for promoting and verifying projects.
So if a
Before
project
they
wants to
launch.
start, they can launch on that to gain funds where you can buy into.
There's things like basic lotteries on BenSwap where you can buy tickets, and it's a little lottery system.
In the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem itself, there are other games like that in lotteries and more at the gambling side where you can use Bitcoin Cash to play games and win and lose and mostly lose.
So yeah, it basically over time there's going to be a massive amount of different things on SmartBCH. There's also going to be things on Bitcoin Cash itself, on the main chain. Not as much in terms of the contract stuff, but there is new contract stuff coming for it. But it's a different ecosystem.
Okay.
But that is one of the benefits of Bitcoin Cash is now that Smart BCH is a thing, you get both ecosystems with one coin.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to swap coins and suffer insane gas fees on Ethereum or other networks.
Mm-hmm.
You buy BCH and you have both.
But like Ethereum, in that ecosystem, there are other tokens. The difference being the tokens on Smart BCH, the gas fee will be a lot lower if you want to trade between Law and CATS and BPAD and the next 5,000 tokens that are developed. Whereas with on Ethereum, because it's using the Ethereum for the gas fee, if you want to switch between project A, project B,
you're going to be spending $300 in a swap fee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you actually wanted to use Smart BCH, I think we've covered a general overview. Super general of the ecosystem that currently exists.
And if that's all still confusing, that's totally normal.
It's confusing to me.
You're going to spend hours and days and weeks and years trying to watch videos, and you have to understand a lot more basics to go.
Yes.
To understand all that, but
which is fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing is there's not really an expert in crypto. It's too new. Everybody's learning,
and it's
even
also
the experts.
Developing so fast that you can't really keep up with learning everything.
Yes. Especially crypto in general.
Yeah.
So if you're learning about Smart BCH and this is your first, and Bitcoin Cash, and this is your first crypto, there is an entire universe of other cryptos out there.
And they do such different things.
Exactly. A lot of them are doing the same stuff or similar, but a lot of it's same or just slightly tweaked, or there's a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, to learn about what seems interesting.
Mm-hmm. The sky is not the limit.
Exactly. That's a good phrase.
We're going to the moon, baby.
So if somebody wanted to use Smart BCH,
open helpme.cash.
helpme.cash is a great website that is very incomplete.
Yes.
I don't think we actually went over it. So yeah, helpme.cash has a lot of links to projects on Smart BCH
and Bitcoin Cash.
There's a lot missing, but more stuff's being added over time when I get to it. There's also build.cash.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of walkthroughs on there for connecting to Smart BCH.
Yeah. Metamask usage.
So if you want to use Smart BCH, that's what you need, is a little web browser plugin called Metamask.
Which you can put on your Firefox, your Chrome, your Brave, whatever internet browsing system you use.
Yes. There's also a mobile wallet, or an Android iPhone app for it. It has had some problems currently, so it might work, it might not. Generally, it seems like it works, but some people have little bugs with it.
With everything.
Yep. So there's basically, we're not going to go into how specifically to use it. Go to helpme.cash, go to build.cash, look at some of the walkthroughs that are linked on them. Yeah,
there's up top, there's 2 how-tos to use MetaMask right on helpme.cash and how to connect through CoinFlex.
Yep.
There's a list of other bridges to get your BCH over, because you need to bring BCH over into the ecosystem from mainnet to have it into the Smart BCH.
Yes.
And from there you can spread your wings.
And that's at the time of recording. That this might change later on.
Yes.
As well, because it is developing actively.
It is, yeah. Which is the best thing, to check the website.
Besides those, yes. So
because there will be more added as they come out.
Exactly. But besides that, if you need more direct help, there is Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
So reddit.com/r/BTC is the Bitcoin Cash subreddit. Or there's the
r/SmartBCH_DeFi.
Yes, I believe so.
Which is the Smart BCH subreddit.
Yes.
But they do merge over to each other a lot.
Exactly. And besides that, those ones work. If you want more active,
direct, being able to ask questions, get answers.
Exactly. The Telegram groups are very good. There are thousands of people actively talking in those things all times a day.
Yeah. And there's Telegram groups for most of the projects that are built on, or Discord. So you can go, you can see what the devs are updating as they're working on things, or people using it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of those links are on helpme.cash. You can also check a lot of the tokens specifically on SmartBCH on marketcap.cash.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they have Telegram links on it.
Yes. Yeah, if you actually click into the picture of the token.
Okay. And besides that, I think it's just gonna be a lot of Googling, a lot of asking questions, just generally a lot of learning.
Yeah. Generally, each token itself has a what am I kind of thing. That's what the whole point of it is you go to their website, you can learn about it itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to people. Read white papers if you really want to get into things.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Ask more questions.
Yeah. And welcome to Bitcoin Cash and SmartBCH. Don't get lost.
Or drown. Or do drown.
Or do drown, yes.
Drowning is the purpose.
Exactly. We did a long time ago. I think that's all.
I think that's it.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.